Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second part here of Drop Frames, episode 6102 or whatever the fuck I was saying at the start of the show. We'll get next week's update next week. It's fine. Let's talk Assassin's Creed. Now, I need you two to do me a favor. I might be really hyperbolic when I talk about this game. So anything that I say that just sounds really outlandish and stupid, just call me on it. Because I'm really enjoying this game. And I'm only 15 hours in. So all of my thoughts might change in the next, 10 or 15 hours. You're muted, Co. You got to turn that mic on. That's how it works.
I knew that. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't realize you were that far in.
Yeah, I put 10 hours in on the first day on Monday, and then 5 hours in yesterday before Court of Swords. Like, I usually don't stream before Court of Swords, but I was enjoying the game so much that I did. So I'm going to try to also find footage that's not spoilery. Here we go. That's also not Fist in the North Star. We'll start off by saying, hey, if you like the Assassin's Creed Origins, this is pretty much Assassin's Creed Origins at the base. Like it is through and through the same formula in a different place. But on top of all that, they've added a bunch of fucking new systems that have, I feel like it's a bit much bigger game than Odyssey. How long was your playthrough of Odyssey? Mine was about 30 hours, I think. Was that about
30 to 40?
Yeah. Did you do much side stuff?
I did at the beginning, but then closer to the end, started kind of maining the quest line.
The other thing this game's also taught me is how to spell Odyssey. Zeke, how do you spell Odyssey? It's difficult.
Correctly.
Co, you want to take a stab at it?
Okay. Odyssey. AWDESIE. Odyssey.
Yes, correct.
No, I'm sorry. That is incorrect.
No, that's correct. You're incorrect. You're out of line.
No, you're out of line.
No, you're out of order.
Don't talk shit to me. I'm a fucking judge in the spelling bee.
I'll stab you.
You want to get stabbed? I'll rip your head off.
There we go. That's the proper spelling right there. ODDISSIY. Odyssey. Correct. That's accurate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's been multiple times when I've been playing this game that I've just kind of like stepped back and thought like, man, they really figured out how to make this system work in their game. Like they absolutely nailed whatever system it is that I'm talking about. So
absolutely nailed their sister.
Yeah, they nailed their sister. They nailed it.
Wow.
You could actually, we don't have a sister technically in this game, but you can sleep. You can have some. You could sleep with multiple people. In fact, you can romance. I think where I'm at in the game, 15 hours in, I've had the possibility of sleeping with at least 4 people.
Now wait a minute. Why are you talking to me in 20 years?
Which one? That one?
Oh, that one.
That's also not me.
I'm gonna hit the gym, but I'm also probably gonna go bald. So
I'm this attractive Spartan chick right here. I'm not that creepy dude, but yeah. Also, this armor, I haven't seen any of this God of War style armor after this armor piece, and it really bums me out because their other armor just looks like stock Grecian armor, but this looks like God of War, and I want to see more of that. So hopefully that comes to fruition. Anyways, I don't even know where to begin. Like, it's literally Assassin's Creed, but with more systems on it. I need to like flash forward or even open the game.
How about some of the new stuff? So like I played AC. Oh, and by the way, can I just say, whoever smart guy over at Ubi decided to make ACO after ACO, like, come on, man, like you're better than this. Like,
I didn't even think of that.
Odyssey. Yeah, dude. I mean, like everyone says, like, hey, Co, like, what do you think of ACO? And it's like, which one? But anyway,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the thing that I'd love to know is like ACO for me was really good at the beginning. I had a good time with it. It was a good game, but it certainly started towards the end. Got me to the point where I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's finish it.
Right.
So if I was kind of running out of steam at the end of Origins, what can you tell me about Odyssey that makes me feel like it's not just going to be more of the same? Like what are the things that are making you reinvested in this?
I feel like they've addressed that like front and center at the very beginning of the game. So much so that they expect the player to play past finishing the main story. So when you just go into a town, there's like a bulletin board. It's just like 3 dashes with like little dots next to it, so it looks like a bulletin board. You walk up to it, and they give you 5 to 10 quests that have a 24-hour limit on them. And these quests are just like, hey, go talk to this guy. He needs some bandits killed. Or, hey, go talk to this guy. He needs whatever killed. And so even like post game, they've added in, I would assume this stuff is going to be needed if you're going to like grind to 50 or grind items, et cetera, et cetera. So they've addressed it in that sense. They're not necessarily the most riveting stuff. Like, you're not going to get a long thought out, at least from what I can understand. You're not going to get a super long thought out quest. It's going to be, I'm going to go talk to this civilian and she wants me to go kill these bandits because they stole her grain or something. And then you go kill the bandits, you get XP and stuff like that. But I think another reason why that stuff exists is, I'm trying to think, I think there was only 3 difficulty options in Odyssey. I'm not 100% certain though. I can't remember. In this one, there's one called Nightmare. And it's like, basically anything that's equal level will like 3 or 4 shot you. Anything that's 1 level higher than you just can't fight. You basically have to run away. And anything that's like lower level than you probably won't see because most of the stuff scales. So it's unbelievably difficult. And I think that those quests exist because you're going to actually have to do some grinding at that difficulty. I don't think
playing on Nightmare.
I'm playing on Nightmare. Yeah. I don't think that's the, oh God, I picked the scene where I'm trying to shoot these kids. If you pull your bow up, they run out. See, he runs away. He doesn't like the bow being pointed at him.
Yeah, kind of weird, right? I mean,
I don't shoot him though. Doesn't matter.
Can you?
I don't know if it'll let you actually fire. I don't think it will.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The other thing, so if you remember in Odyssey or really any Assassin's Creed, you can like pull up the map and zoom out and it'll show you like all these fucking little places that you can go and like, and this island over here, here's the thing that you can climb and you can go up and see everything. There's a new mode in this game called exploration mode, and it's basically Zelda in Assassin's Creed in the sense that nothing is revealed except for the map itself. You have to physically go to these places to actually see what's on this island, which for me, like the sense of exploration, just like in the name, exploration mode, went up immensely. It also doesn't tell you where to go for quests in the sense that when you get a quest, it doesn't just put a giant fucking arrow on your map. Like I have to read the quest dialogue and see where it tells me to go. It'll say like, it's in the east side of this region, just south of X camp. And so you'll go find the camp, then it'll just go south like that. So that type of stuff is definitely keeping me interested and slowing me down. Will I enjoy it, 40 hours in? I don't know. That's kind of a lot of where I'm at right now in the game is I'm absolutely loving everything that's in it right now. I don't know what it's going to be like 40 hours in or 50 hours in because everyone's saying that the main story is 50 to 60 hours long. Like it's really fucking long.
God, I wonder how long a completionist playthrough would be.
I don't know. Also, these wolves fuck you up. These wolves do not mess around. You can see me playing unbelievably safe because in 2 hits, I got to like 30% life or 40%, 20% life rather. Spartan kick's the best move, by the way. So that's the other thing. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, LB and LT now are kind of your active moves. In Origins, also, all your weapons, or some weapons had like elemental effects to them. So it'd be like, this bow is a burning bow or whatever. In this one, they're just skill unlocks. So you can make every bow a fire bow or every bow a poison bow.
Oh.
Which is cool because you don't have to look for that shit. It just, you have it inherently. Dude, the kick is amazing. The kick is so good.
So if that's the case, how's the item system? Like what replaces the burning stuff on unique and rare items?
So on the items, there is, and I'm gonna, it's basically gymming or like runes or whatever thing, armor slots basically, that you can go in and put whatever you want on a specific item. So if this item has like 4% assassin damage, which is any assassin abilities like walking around, stealthing stuff, 3% hunter, which is your bow stuff. Then in the final one, you can put anything that just kind of unlocks from doing different quests. So 1% flat damage, a little bit more armor. There's a bunch of different fucking ones that I'm forgetting. It's called engraving. Yeah, it's armor engraving. And it's on armor and weapons as well. So you can kind of like spec yourself out. Like I got a legendary item the other day that gives me 20% more damage to that kick that I was just doing. And then I can actually engrave like 1% flat damage. And that has, I think, like 7 ranks to it. So you can even upgrade it like a bunch more. And that's the other thing, like 15 or 16 hours into the game, I watched a video of this last night, and there was an entirely different system that I have not seen a single fucking thing about that is apparently unbelievably deep, that even opens up an entire new menu option, and I have no idea what it is. So they're still showing you stuff like 15, 16 hours in that I don't know what it is yet. It's called the cultist system. I don't know what you get from it or what it unlocks.
You get to lead a cult?
Do what? I don't know. I don't know if it's you finding out cult members or you leading a cult or what. The other thing I will say is, much like Origins, and even more so than Origins, this is the most not Assassin's Creed game I've ever played. It's an Assassin's Creed game. Like, they're moving even further away from Assassin's Creed. Like, it's more...
Like assassinations?
Yeah, like I'm 15, 16 hours in. There's been zero mention of, like, because this takes place before, in terms of historical years, it takes place before Odyssey.
Origins?
Or Origins, before Origins, sorry. And
Wait, hold on. It takes place before the Egyptian themed one?
yeah, I'm
Egyptian
fairly
set
certain. I'm fairly certain of that. And the whole thing with Origins is that it was the origin of the order, right? So it's 400 years before. So I don't know how it ties into it. I think the comparison that you see a lot of is like, hey, this is The Witcher, is 100% true. Like, there's dialogue options. They have meaningful things that you can choose. So much so, like, I had my first big story choice, I think, and it was a decision between like life and death of a major character. And apparently there's like 6 or 7 different endings that are pretty vastly different. So I don't know how they're going to do that in terms of what's canon and what's not. There is the real life stuff, or like the present day stuff, I will say, at the very beginning of the game. And it's the same person from Origins, the doctor, whatever her name is. But there's not, hey, we got to go back and I can choose a different DNA strand. And then it's like, do you want to play a male character or a female character? Oh, okay, well, we'll go with this DNA strand and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And then you're in the game. I haven't seen her yet. I haven't seen her again since that. Trying to think what I'm hoping. So here's the map. Here's the full map. That's Tutorial
You're talking
Island.
about something. You're talking about something down the line, right? You play as the one main character, right?
Yeah. But Assassin's Creed's always done that stuff where it's like present day with like miles and all that stuff. I haven't heard or seen anything about like the fucking first civilization bullshit, like the aliens that exist in Assassin's Creed. But I've been told they might be in this in some fashion, so I don't know what that means. I keep hoping that I would zoom out on the map because it's fucking crazy huge. I just don't know if I ever will. Sailing, there's a full sailing system. It's got buffs and upgrades and everything. Here's the mercenary system, by the way. So they literally ripped the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor and made it better. Like it's 100% the Nemesis system, but it's not stupid and annoying where you're like in the middle of a fight and Bob shows up just randomly and it does like a small cutscene zooming in on Bob and he says like, I'm gonna kill you, and then you have to fight him. It's this idea of you'll just be either in a town or if you look at certain points, I don't think it's up right now. I'll have to find a video with it, or a portion of the video. Right here in the bottom right hand corner, there's like a meter, and it's a red meter that has 5 different little like merc heads on it. And as that fills up, it means more mercenaries are following you or trying to like track you down. and they'll kind of like show up to places that you've been or been around. And anytime they get near you with, I think it's like in 100 meters, dude, the kick's the best thing of the game. Anytime they're like in 100 meters of you, there'll be like a bullhorn sound that comes up. And whenever you hear that, it's literally like oh fuck, like where is this guy? I need to get out of here. Or, oh God, can I fight this guy? And they'll have different range of levels. They're kind of basically filtered out by tiers. And I think the base, like the starting point in the game is tier 9. And that goes all the way to tier 1. I was in a main city, like the first big city that you enter in, and I just casually walked by someone, and it was a level 50 mercenary with like a fucking legendary weapon that just walked by me. And I could have fought him. I would have obviously lost within a matter of a second or two. And I couldn't wield the weapon that he drops or anything, but you can definitely just see those guys wandering around, which is pretty fucking cool. But yeah, what you're seeing here, like it's still Assassin's Creed combat. Again, the kick is really good. I'm abusing the fuck out of it.
No, it's kind of like the For Honor kick.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, what it is, and
why you like it?
yeah, what it is in essence, it's a 300 kick. Like it.
Yeah.
You play a Spartan-ish person, so it's kind of weird. But what else is there? There's this weird, like, I don't want to call it a reputation system. It's more just like a meter that you'll enter into a zone. I might be able to find it here towards the later parts of this VOD. You enter into a zone basically, and it's a purple meter, and it's basically like, this is how much this zone has on like the strength of its army. And as you go and do things in that zone, whether it's like burning war materials or stealing war materials or killing a mercenary that's working for that army. Also, yes, that chicken is level 9 and it's attacking me. It actually hurts. It really hurts. But as you go and do things in these regions, that meter scales down. And then basically at any point, you can kind of go and enter in this, I guess you'd call it like an army fight. I don't remember a lot of the fucking names that they use, but it's basically this big, large scale fight. And there's a meter at the top, and you basically have to kill more dudes faster than they're killing your dudes. And at the end of that, you get a like really, really good gear. And so that's like a whole nother system that's been in the game.
So it's like a mini game.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's a mini. It's important in the story because you basically have to go and like, you're a mercenary, so you go fight for Spartans. In one area. You go fart for Spartans. That's what I was gonna say. You go fight for Spartans in one area against Athens, and then in another area you go fight for Athens against Spartan people. And so that's it. The game takes place in between that whole the Peloponnesian War, I think is what.
Yeah, someone said the Peloponnesian War. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the timeline for it all. This is one of the people you can sleep with. Also, pay attention to the dialogue options here because it's really bad. It's really can't like there's no subtlety at all in this dialogue. Like this one just says, "I'll keep you safe," and then let's see what actually is said. "I won't let anyone hurt that face." Like, it's just so stupid and campy. And then once you finish this quest, you end up sleeping with her. It's just like a one night stand thing. There's no love interest in it. It's just like, hey, I'm going to sleep with you. All right, we slept together. Do you want to work on my boat? Sounds good. And then she's on your boat and you never see her again. At least from what I can tell. So,
Man, Sparta was cool.
Sparta was cool, man. They just slept with whoever. There's a quest later on where, and I haven't done it yet. I saw this in a video. You do the quest, and there's a romance option at a point in the quest. And if you do sleep with the person, the male, it's later revealed that it was the dad of the person that you were helping, and he gets really fucking angry and like tries to kill you because you slept with his dad. And that stuff is just totally optional, but it's funny as shit. There's like quests like that. Here's a little bit of the upgrading ability system. And It's pretty much like what you saw in Origins. You get a ability point every time you level. There's a bunch of different like active stuff. The Predator shot code that you abused the fuck out of in Origins, it's a rank 1 upgrade now. And they also took out the different types of bows. So there's not like a sniper bow or a hunter bow or anything. Those are all just abilities that you can get. So every bow is kind of the same type of bow, which is cool, right? Because it's not like I need a sniper bow for this to be able to snipe. It's any bow can snipe, which I think is a smart decision.
Do you find yourself doing a lot of aiming in this game and using the bow, or do you tend to like run in and using a controller, right?
Yeah, I have auto aim turned on, like aim assist, not full on auto aim. And on Nightmare, you have to, like any damage you can get in. I kind of want to show. Let me show this fight from yesterday, just so you can see the difficulty of, like Nightmare is not fucking around at all. It is absolutely fucking crazy with how difficult it is. You happen upon a boar, which is a legendary beast towards the end of the game, or towards the end of one of the zones. This is the Caledonian boar. The first time this guy ran at me, I died in one shot. By the way, my HP is this white bar right here. The yellow bar below is how many skills I can use. So skills are like a heal or a stun or putting poison on your weapons. Also, you can see how little damage he's taking when I hit him. He's equal level to me right now. Also, he just brought me down to 1 HP in like a shot, like one hit.
This boar is a Dark Souls fight.
It really is. It actually has like different phases. Also, I died, but it has different phases. When you get him down to 75%, and I think every subsequent 25%, he spawns 4 little boars that run at you from all angles. And you have to fight them, and they have a shit ton of HP. I tried for about an hour and a half on this guy. I didn't fucking kill him. Like it's you basically make one mistake and you die. And I've thought about changing the difficulty down 1 notch because of how fucking crazy it is.
Oh, they're telling you what you need to do. It said focus right there on the right hand side. You just need to focus.
Oh, did it?
They spell it with a PH.
Oh, I see.
That's the way they spelled it in Sparta.
Yeah. But the thing is if I do this quest, I get a legendary bow. So I really want to do this quest, but it's like stupid fucking difficult.
So you haven't beaten it yet?
No, I spent about an hour on it yesterday and I didn't beat it. Apparently this thing doesn't scale with your level. So if I went and got like a level or 2, I'd be doing a lot more damage to it, and hopefully it wouldn't be that difficult. But
so wait, what level are you right now in what we're
13.
seeing? So at 13, you're hitting for like hundreds of damage?
Yeah. The damage in the first 5. Here are this fucking stupid boars, by the way. In the first like 5 minutes of the game, there's a story thing where you get to play as someone else, and you're hitting for like 17,000 at that point. So I assume the damage just gets fucking crazy. When you're in the middle of a forest and you're trying to collect stuff like leather and whatnot, you have an eagle, so you can just hit up on the D-pad and it'll do that thing where it goes up above. You can spot all your enemies, etc. If you're just walking, every once in a while, you'll see a little eagle icon go above like a goat or something that can be killed. And your eagle will just fucking fly down at like Mach 10, strike it for 10,000 damage and fly up and just one-shot it. So the damage gets kind of fucking crazy. I'm about to die on this.
I gotta
guy.
admit, this fight is probably the coolest thing I've seen out of this so far.
Yeah, and see, these type of fights happen all the time because the mercenaries will just stumble into the area that you're in. And you can either fight them or you just have to run. The other thing with the bounty system when it comes to the mercs is at any time you can just pull up the map and you can, if you've discovered where they're at, you can see the person that set the bounty on you, and you can either go kill them and the bounty will go away, or you just pay them off. You just pay like credits and say, hey, I'm don't stop following me. And it's a decent amount depending on how high your bounty is. It's almost like the equivalent of GTA stars. Like if you get to like 3 or 4 stars, those guys will fucking hunt you down and they will not stop. Like you'll just get absolutely destroyed fighting more than one of those guys at a time. You were gonna ask some, Co? That's why I stopped. like
No,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
talk-
I'm just watching this fight, man. This is making me think like a mouse and keyboard playthrough could actually maybe work in this game.
I thought
Like,
about
if
doing
you're
that.
really using the bow. Yeah.
I thought about swapping to it. There's a lock-on
tried
system.
it?
No, I know Shroud was using it, or Shroud is playing mouse and keyboard and playing fine. I know Anne was using mouse and keyboard and it played fine. So I think it's viable, but there's also something to be said to just like be able to lean back in a chair and just play with a controller. So I don't know where.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Chat's wanted me to talk about sharks. So I do have complaints about this game. It's not by any means a perfect game. I'm absolutely loving it. I'll say that much. But there are things that exist in the game that just drive me fucking crazy. Exhibit 1, let me just scan from anywhere in this 2-hour portion of the VOD yesterday where I was trying to kill a fucking shark for about an hour because they're so fucking rare that you can't see them. If you're in the water and you're playing on nightmare difficulty, they will just straight up one-shot you. I don't know what was happening with the boat, but you get a boat, like a full-fledged giant-ass boat very early on in the game. But this boat, which I just stole, has like some anti-theft bullshit. I don't know if it's actually that, but if you go
Yeah,
too fast in this boat, it just like dissolves in the water, and then you're just out in the middle of the ocean on nothing. I don't know what was causing it, if I was going too fast or if it was in an area that's too deep or what. But it was driving me fucking crazy. And then this is one of those bounty quests that I got from the bounty board stuff. It's not a bounty board. I don't know what they call it in game. Bulletin board. But it was to kill 5 sharks. And I needed a little bit of money in the game. And in order, it's got the same thing that was in Origins where you can like, if you really like your weapon that you're using and you're level 14, but the weapon's level 12, you can upgrade it to a level 14 weapon for in-game currency and leather and iron and all that stuff. But the resources are really rare. So I was like, all right, let's go kill some sharks because this will give me some more leather. An hour later, it was me just doing this shit, raging, trying to kill sharks because I couldn't go in the water. Also, that's a fucking whale right there. I couldn't go in the water because the sharks will just destroy me. They never fucking pop at all. And then when they do pop, you get to see this bullshit that I have to do where I'm sitting there aiming with the controller, trying to shoot this thing with a bow and arrow into the water that's at the bottom of the sea. And the only way that it takes damage is if you hover over it like that and the red bar shows. And of course, it pissed me the fuck off. This type of shit drove me crazy. I don't know how you're supposed to fight these guys normally. Because if you get in the water, they just destroy you like a shark would. Like, you can't go up and try to knife a shark. That's just me complaining it after an hour, but that type of stuff.
You just shot a shark in the head with a bow.
I did. Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
What do you get out of that?
You go. I'm going right now. I just fast traveled to my ship, and you'll get to see the ship for a second. But I got like, I don't know, 300 in-game currency and a little bit of XP. It took me an hour to do. It was a complete waste of fucking time. Should have done it another time.
Just a complete waste.
It's just an absolute waste. But I was so committed. I was already 4 out of 5 in, so I got up and left. I was pissed. This is your ship. They do sing sea shanties. You can like deck out your ship in terms of what the shipmates look like. You can recruit people. So that's another thing. If you go out and like you're in your normal Assassin's Creed like outpost, and you go in and start assassinating people. If there's someone in there that's a general or a captain or something, you can do non-lethal damage to them. And then once you basically knock them out, you can say like, hey, why don't you join my ship? And then those guys have modifiers that will boost your ship, whatever, give you more hull health or make your javelins do more damage, et cetera, et cetera. So there's like a full-on crazy amount of ship stuff.
Did you get to any ship combat in this? Like,
yeah, you do ship combat pretty quickly. And I was trying to do some. Let me see. I could show you how bad I am at it. It's like an hour and a half of me trying to kill a fucking shark. It might be in the other VOD. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is just me fucking talking. Anyways, yes, the ship stuff's in there. It's just like it was in Black, in the whatever the other game. Basically, any game that's had ship combat in Assassin's Creed. Super, super deep. This is it right here. It's also.
Okay.
I also think so. I think I have another attack with that one, but I wasn't pressing the button. Like I think I have more than just the arrows. I'm not sure. I think I might suck at the ship combat. You can also ram them, but it gets kind of crazy. Like at any point, there's like 5 or 6 ships around you, and you can fight any of them, but they're not really aggro to you unless you aggro them. So sometimes, specifically in this, I was fighting this ship, and another ship like passed by, and I happened to shoot them, and then I lost. Like I just died. And you can even be like on the shore doing a quest or like a mission or something, and you can look out to the sea and just see a ton of ship fighting occurring, which is kind of cool that it just happens like that. That was like a legendary ship, so I'm getting the fuck out because I don't want to fight it. I'm just letting that other ship exist. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like an incredible game. It seems like there's a billion systems at work. And they all seem to flow really, really nicely. I kind of want to. I wish I could show how big the map is without actually loading the game, because it is like staggering how big the map is. Chat was saying it's basically all of Greece if you look at an actual map. I just don't know where I pulled it up in an actual gameplay. What is this?
Now, the one thing I've been meaning to ask about this is I tried to play Origins. Well, I did. I played it, and I played it for a handful of hours. And I thought, like, because I started playing it shortly after I finished Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, oh, this will be another good offline game for me to like tool around in and take my time and have fun and whatever. But I found myself like after I don't know, like 10, 15 hours, just going like. It didn't like grab me. Is this game like that? If Origins didn't grab me, will this not? Or is there enough different that I should give this a shot to?
I don't know the answer to that because I don't know where the story goes. I know that the story, it's in past Assassin's Creed, the story's been kind of lame because it's like, hey, this guy, murders people on the side and you should probably go kill him for that. And then you go and find him and then you assassinate him. And hey, this guy was in league with that guy and he also murders people on the side, and you go and kill him and move on to the next guy. Oh, he's part of the Templars and here's an assassin blade and you should kill more people of the Templars. Like that type of shit. Like that was the story for a lot of Assassin's Creed. Mm-hmm. The first big kill in this game, I feel was probably like the biggest, like in the very beginning of the game, there's just a quest, just a side quest basically. And you go up and it's like, hey, there's plague in this village. We need to kill these people. And there's like a family there. There's like a mom and dad and 2 kids. We need to kill these people or the plague's going to spread. And you're given the option, like, you can tell them no and you can fight the guards, or you can just say, yeah, kill these people. The plague's going to spread. I've been told that has ramifications in terms of actually what happens and if the plague does spread to the rest of the island. Main story-wise, the first main story kill that you are given, without spoiling anything, has major, like, your character has a major emotional tie to that person, but you can still fucking murder them in like a very brutal way. Or from the other options look like you can let them go. And I think those have like pretty pivotal story points. But I didn't go and seek out like what happens if you don't kill them. I just killed them. And so I'm hoping that's what happens in the rest of the story. But again, I'm only 15, 20 hours in, so I can't really speak to if it's going to be the type of game that keeps hooking you back in. For my interest, for whatever reason, that the game has a sense of grinding to it in terms of like getting new gear. Since I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, if all my weapons and gear aren't at the same level as me, I'm immensely underpowered in fights like that boar. So every level is like, all right, well, I need to improve all my stuff or try to get better gear. So I'll just go do mission outposts. Like, you got to go kill this guard, get this chest, et cetera, et cetera. And that's been fun for me. I don't know if that's going to be fun 40 hours in, but I'm having a blast with it right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Someone sent this to me. Let me pull away from this real quick. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. So that we can see the map. So this is from IGN. So this is an actual map, I think, of Greece or maybe of just the game. This is Tutorial Island. This was the first 10 hours of the game for me. I've been to like maybe 2 or 3 places right here, but like it goes all the way over to here. And like I found a treasure chest or like a treasure map for right here. And this place is like level 30. So it seems like a very, very long, very fucking big game with a ton of exploration to it. I just hope that by then it's still fun. Like I'm still discovering, like I said, that cultist system. I'm hoping I happen upon that soon in the story, but I have not yet. Yeah, that's Assassin's Creed. I don't really know what else to say, apart from the fact that I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I would be. Here's some more footage. Yeah, any other questions? Because we don't really have much else to talk about, so feel free to ask me anything.
Well, it's just that what would really like drag me into this like a game like this would be the story. Like it looks beautiful and it looks like everything's all in the right place and that kind of stuff. But in order to invest that many hours into a game in order to see the ending of it, I'd want to be invested in the story and the characters.
Right.
Does it do that for you?
Keeping aside all the Assassin's Creed bullshit in the sense of like, you know, the aliens and the assassin Templar bullshit, just the story of the character herself is really interesting to me because you're a Spartan who may or may not be connected to Leonidas, like the king of the Spartans at one point. In fact, that fight is referenced multiple times and there's multiple cutscenes around it. I'm very interested to see like how they make it work. Just as a character herself. So yeah. Also that Leonidas stuff happens like in the first 5 seconds of the game, so it's really not spoiling. Like you open the game up, it's like, here's Leonidas. So
and I just want everyone to know I'm coming from like a null Assassin's Creed like background. Like I played almost zero of any of the games. I'm just looking for an excuse to play it. Like I want to be sold on it because it looks fucking awesome.
yeah.
I want to like it a lot. I tried Origins and I didn't. It didn't, you know, keep me interested for whatever reason.
Yeah. The other thing too is some of the cutscenes have been like pretty humorous. I talked about that quest earlier. You fight like I'm trying to say this without spoiling too much so people don't get fucking too upset, but there's a guy who has one eye. And you happen to do a quest that finds his eye, his fake eye. And in the quest dialogue, you take the eye and shove it up a goat's ass and say, like, go fuck yourself. Like, it's pretty humorous when it happens. And like that type of stuff seems to be pretty common in the dialogue, where it's not just like, I'm an assassin and I must assassinate. Like the character has a character, like it has character to them. It's not just the stale bullshit.
Put one check in the yes column.
Yeah.
If you are, well, actually, you know what? I'll put 2. One for the eyeball up the ass, and one for just you know having a sense of humor, which is kind of important.
Yeah, it's happened a lot. And the other thing too is you get dialogue choices, right? So I feel like in some sense, just the fact that like dialogue choices in 2018, sure, there's a joke there, but just the fact that it has dialogue choices in an Assassin's Creed game already ups the draw to the character just by that existing, right? Like the fact that you can kind of make the character an asshole. Like I've chosen most of the fucking like rude things or like dickish things that you can choose. And it's cool to see that type of stuff. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know. Also know why the VOD just froze. This is my favorite thing to do. Going into a camp and finding a caged animal and then letting that animal out and it just like massacres 2 or 3 guys for me. It's great. I set a bear free the other day and he fought like 4 or 5 guys for me. And then I tried to fight him myself and got like 2 shot. So don't fight bears is what I learned from that. They will absolutely destroy you.
That's good in game and in life.
Yeah, no, Assassin's Creed teaches you life lessons for sure.
Yes, do not fight bears.
Do not fight bears. Yeah. I guess the VOD is just like ripping completely. So that's all the footage. So yeah, I'm hoping next week I'm going to put as much time into it as I can. And hopefully I'll come back next week and still speak highly of it. But I don't know. It starts really strong, or at least it did for me. I hope that it lives up to everything that I'm enjoying now. And I don't get tired of doing the same thing over and over. Which tends to happen. Code mentioned it happened for him in Origins for sure. So we'll just have to see.
I mean, this is a great problem to have, and I'm not complaining.
Right. I know where you're going with this.
Well, excuse me. I am complaining, but it's a very soft complaint, and it's only like a streamer complaint where there's so many games and
There
so
is.
long. I have like a list of 5 games that will take multiple broadcasts like that I haven't even touched yet, like Bard's Tale, Spider-Man, maybe Spider-Man not so long, but Spider-Man, Pathfinder, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like so many games I want to like give a look to, but it's hard to like just like it's not like an indie game where you can, get a good idea of what it is like right away. Usually,
Yeah.
these are full-length fucking games, and in order to really get into them, you have like 20 hours to even get like a taste.
Yeah, there was an article that was going around yesterday with the headline of something like 15 hours in Assassin's Creed Origin really grabs you. And it's like, fuck, man, if it's taken 15 hours for a game to grab you, like maybe they should have just cut the first 15 hours and started with what happens then, right? Like yeah. It didn't grab me 15 hours in, it grabbed me right from the beginning. I don't specifically know what they're referencing in that article. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like there's a lot of big games out right now that have a shit ton. I mean, Co's playing fucking Pathfinder. That's a 100+ hour game. Dragon Quest 11, 100+ hour game. This is a 60+ hour game. Fist of the North Star is probably like 20 to 30 if it's like any other Yakuza game. Like, yeah. And then luckily, I guess the other big releases in October, there's BR Call of Duty, which, not necessarily a story game, so you can play that however much you want. I guess Red Dead is the next big one in terms of normal video game releases, right?
Yep. End of the month.
Yeah, end of the month. Soul Calibur 6 fighting game, yeah. Not necessarily story driven, but yeah. Did you guys watch that Red Dead 2 trailer that came out Monday, by the way? Their gameplay 2 trailer. I could pull it up for a second. I don't think they're super claim worthy. Just so you guys could see it. The game's looking pretty good. I'm not necessarily hyped for it.
I missed it. Which game?
For Red Dead 2.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different.
Yeah, I feel like the 3 of us are not at the moaning stage yet of Red Dead, where it's like, fucking Red Dead. The first one is kind of whatever. But we're pretty... 3 of us are pretty against it. Not against it, just not into it, is maybe how I'll say that. More so than anyone else I know. Like, everyone in chat's fucking super excited about it. And I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
Red Dead was another one of those games that I was like, I played it and I was like, nah, not grabbing me. The first one, of course. But maybe I gotta give it another shot because people are pretty rabid about it.
Yeah.
Or some people.
People are going kind of crazy about this stuff. But it's Rockstar's game, or Rockstar Games' next big game, right? So, like, if you love GTA 5 and you played a fuck ton of GTA Online, I could see why you'd be into it. Is this? Oh, this is not it. They make it so hard to find these fucking videos. Here it is. There's phishing in it, by the way. They didn't go into the actual system, but phishing does exist.
Assassin's Creed?
No. in Red
Already
Dead
are?
Redemption. Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff in there. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. This is from trailer 2 that was shown. Definitely looks pretty. Looks like a pretty gorgeous looking game. They don't really show, like, this is a gameplay trailer, but they don't necessarily show what this all looks like, HUD and everything. It just shows like things that could potentially happen. Like you can rob a train, you can rob a bank, you can do all that type of stuff. You could rob state coaches.
Looking from that, dude, I think it actually is showing the HUD.
You think it's like that HUDless?
Like, go back. There's a mini map in the bottom left.
You're
You
right.
walk through the items, prompts are in the bottom right.
Maybe it's super minimal.
Yeah.
A lot of this seems like it's
A lot of cutscene though. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is cutscenes.
Yeah.
Maybe like Witcher though, where it's like gameplay into a 5-second cutscene, then gameplay, and then a 10-second. You can see like there's ammo in the top right and a mini map in the bottom left. Yeah.
I didn't actually see that at first watch. It's super minimal.
It's cool.
It echoed a lot of stuff that they have come out and said where, you know, you can choose to take a bath, and if you don't, people will say that you smell like shit and will run away from you when you try to interact with them. You can,
like KCD.
yeah,
cool.
like you can choose to shave your beard and keep it different lengths. That's the so that's from Red Dead 1. I forgot what they call it, but it's basically bullet time. You can kind of choose where you want to shoot in rapid succession. This shows weak points. Also, someone freeze framed it right there. His nuts are a weak point that you can shoot. So, you know, it's in there. Yeah, I don't know. I've been on the fence on if I want to try to set up like a streaming solution at TwitchCon, because I think we've all been offered places to stream from, and it's like I don't know if I want to like save this to play or stream it from there for a couple hours or what. This is when he smells like shit and people are running away from him. It looks really good though. I just don't know.
It looks leaps and bounds beyond the first one.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it looks to be on a completely different level. It's the Witcher 3 of westerns, essentially.
Totally. Yeah.
I was just thinking about like if you were to you can play the fucking that game. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you did like certain things, you would get like an outlaw name. And I was thinking like if you just went around like wanted, bounty of $1,000, Dick Shot Johnson coming to your town. Like,
Yeah.
Go get him.
Yeah.
He's been notoriously shooting people in the dick for years.
Now, this is a console exclusive.
They're gonna do the. Yes, it's coming out on console first. I assume they're gonna do the same thing that they did with GTA 5, where it's like PC a year later or whatever, or 2 years later. Also, there's first person, this is a big thing that they included in the game or in the trailer, showing that off. But yeah, they'll probably double dip so that you buy it on console, then 2 years later you buy it on PC, or a year later you buy it on PC.
I can see the RTX in this that I will not be able to take advantage of.
Right.
I can
Yeah.
feel the giga rays on my face that
Yeah.
I will not be able to see or feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Not enough teraflops. I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, I didn't speak to that at all. For Assassin's Creed, by the way, in terms of how it performs on PC. I'm running an i7 with a 2080 Ti. It never really dipped below 60, which for Assassin's Creed, that's about, I think, normal. I haven't seen anyone else complaining about it. I don't know how it runs on consoles, but I would assume it runs fine. They're usually pretty good about tuning the console stuff and less about the PC. So we will see. I don't know if there's any news. We might just be done early.
What about? Did we talk about like how like the aftermath of the tags? Did we talk about that?
Oh no, we didn't. Like a little bit. I don't know. We were gonna have someone on from Twitch, but they had to bow out last minute to kind of talk about them. But like a weekend, I feel like no one fucking cares. I feel like no one, I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this, but the tags, like I said I would use them for are Mimi. This has been listed under anime, birthday, gaming news, and improv. I don't know what else to do with that. I don't know if it's. I kind of feel like our experience with it is going to probably be better shown by chat saying if they have used the tag system more than us, because I definitely haven't. I think to use the tag system, you have to know what tags exist. And the only way you can do that is going by twitch.tv and like searching for tags. And most people that follow a streamer have that person followed, and they'll just go to their followers list, or they'll just type in the stream name and go there and never like visit the front page from my experience. So I don't know if the tag system is doing that much and benefiting that much. That's my
The tag system is just there right now, but Twitch needs to integrate it, make it work, blast it out, and most importantly, add value to it. I mean, like you can see right now in chat, it's a really good example, like with all that wall of no's, like the viewers don't know how to take advantage of the system. They don't know why they should take advantage of the system. They don't know what benefit it is. Like that's all stuff that Twitch has to kind of do the legwork to convey to viewers on why should they be using tags over their follow list, and how do they use them properly. And so I don't know, man. It's kind of unfortunate because I feel like a lot of systems that Twitch makes would be a lot better if they kind of really did the work getting people to not only use them, but to listen to the feedback and be like, what do we need to change to make it so you'll use them?
Yeah. I'm looking at let me click on this. So from the looks of it, the top 10 streams right now do not have a single tag on them. The top
Out of my
50
entire follow list, you're the first. Drop Frames is the first to have anything besides English.
The top
Oh wait, it doesn't even have English.
in the top 36 streams, we are the only people using the tag system. There's one other person using the tag system.
Now, does it only show is 3 the max it shows?
I think on the follow page, I've noticed that not a single one of them have more than 3. So I think it's the
Three's
first
the
3
max.
tags that should follow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like the Drop Frames only says improv, birthday, and gaming news.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like that.
No, I use it for just to fuck around. Like I'll have birthday on there every day.
Yeah.
And I'll put a letter into the search bar and pick the one I like best.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, for all of my Pathfinder stuff, I've been using campaign exploration in hard mode.
Yeah.
And that's been great. And I've seen people jump in and be like, "Oh, good, someone's playing hard," and it's like, oh,
I have
okay,
seen
well,
that. I did same
someone's
thing
used
with
the
Dragon
tag.
Quest. Same with Dragon
Yeah.
Quest. I played under hard mode and people were like, "Oh, you're okay." But some of the stuff is like redundant. Like Siegel, he's playing under competitive and ranked tags. Well, no fucking shit. Maybe because I'm used to like who Siegel is and I know who he is. That seems redundant. And I guess someone who's never seen that before wouldn't know that. But like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, clearly no one that's heard of Siegel, they wouldn't know that he's a ranked player or anything
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that it has any server on it. I will say ranked and competitive seems a little redundant though, because if you're playing ranked, that
It's
you are playing
inherently
competitive at that point. You're not casually playing ranked.
Yep.
So that's a little weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more for gamers who are. I think it's useful for gamers who are like mostly single game streamers, so they know like what kind of like thing they're doing at the moment, perhaps, or people who look for a specific game and then can look through tags. But for variety streamers, it's weird. It's not like exceedingly useful.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of people in chat. There's we talked about this yesterday on Court of Swords, and it's a fairly insular issue when it comes to like D&D and tabletop, but they added in tabletop gaming as a category that you can stream under, but left D&D as a game that you can also it's a category, but it's a game that you can stream under. And the issue's always been that if you stream tabletop games, you stream under D&D because it's what everyone else uses, so it's the best place to get discoverability. But now since they still left D&D, no one's gonna change to tabletop gaming and stream under that, because why would you when you're just gonna stream under D&D, right? Like it doesn't. There's no benefit to changing tags, except that you're not promoting the D&D game at that point. So they should have deleted one of those. It's an odd thing.
I think just everybody has to universally agree to use the tabletop tag no matter what.
Right.
And
Right.
You got to coordinate everybody.
And here's the thing. The people that use D&D and stream under D&D that are the biggest that stream under D&D are sponsored by D&D. So they're not going to change that. Like Twitch has a deal with D&D that they announced several months ago. So of course they're not going to delete D&D game. So why even put tabletop gaming out there in the first place? Because no one's going to fucking use it, right? Like we're doing Far Verona in 30 minutes. Does not use D&D as a system. I'm going to stream under D&D regardless, because it's just the best place to do for discoverability. So like Twitch has to have some sort of, I don't know, culling of games if it's going to actually work in the way that they want it to work. So,
by the way, if you were playing the D&D drinking game, congratulations, you are now drunk.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. So yeah, I really would just love for the idea of like, what is the tag system supposed to be used for, to be answered by Twitch, because I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't see new users using this at all. I see new users doing what they've always done, going to show or going to browse, going to live channels, looking at the biggest stream and clicking on Ninja Stream and being like, oh, here's Fortnite. Let's watch some Fortnite. Like, or just going to their follower page and clicking that. And that's it. Like, I don't think it solves the biggest issue that's plagued Twitch for the longest amount of time, which is discoverability for people on the platform. That's not to any smaller size. Yeah, and that's not speaking to a size of streamer. It's just like, how do you find whatever you want to find without just searching for popular streams?
And I mean, I would like them to specifically throw a bone for like indie, like give me like an indie tag of some sort, like independent game tag, saying like this is something from a smaller studio. Check it out.
Strangers No Indie Tag. Twitch actually pays streamers to represent indie games. Like they actually bring in PR people from indie studios. They have like a whole indie presence. It's very strange. They didn't. And yeah, that should definitely be a tag.
Yeah,
probably a few different ones.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know the solution to that unless they do an entire rework of how the site looks and functions. I don't think the tag system is going to even make any changes.
They doubled the list from last time because like
really?
It goes well past G now.
What's that?
Yeah, that's true.
I just noticed that you can go straight past G all the way to Z. It's great.
And so after the show last week, a day or two went by and I noticed that it still didn't go past G. So I actually tweeted the dude. I saw your tweet. Hey man, just a heads up, like your thing doesn't go past G. Y'all need to fix this. Like, get on it. Do you know about this? And he responded. He's like, yeah, it gets fixed tomorrow. So many people replied to that tweet like, lol, that's so funny from the show, right? And I'm like, no, I'm just making sure they know. Like, because it's been like 3 days. Like, this has nothing to do with that. Like, you kind of want to get this fixed and use it. Please.
Yeah. There's so much redundancy, too. Like, why is there a tag for TwitchCon when there's a game that you can stream under, a category that you can stream under called TwitchCon?
That makes sense. Because when we go to TwitchCon and stream from TwitchCon, we can put the game we're playing as our game, and then we're at TwitchCon, so we use the tag.
Yeah. All right, here's another one.
Oh wait, you can go back in time and play TwitchCon 2015.
Yeah, right. We'll just play old footage. There you go. What about warming up?
A warming up tag?
Yeah, that's a tag that exists. Do you put that when you're like just starting?
I'm in the mood today to watch people warming up. Let me see. Is there a tag for that? Let me click on that. Find some streamers warming up today. Is it okay? And when you mouse over it, does that mean like streamers that are warming up to stream or like warm up exercises for physical
Oh,
stuff?
here we go. Here we go. For streams that begin with introductory conversations or discussions between the streamer and their community. That is not what warming up means to me. Warming up means
They have an
that
entire category called just chatting that does that exact. Okay, that I'll give you. Like that's completely redundant. Yeah. Also, I don't think anyone would search for that.
this one was. I understand why it exists now, having hovering over it, but there's a tag called top.
Top?
In my mind, immediately went to, what do you? But no, it's for MOBA streamers that play top lane.
Oh. I was gonna say for a second there, I think that's as close to something else that we're gonna get.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you just mentioned a couple of tags that I'm going to be streaming under very today for sure.
There you go.
Keycaps for
Absolutely.
streams with an emphasis on the production of decorative caps for keys on a keyboard. But no indie.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, so they have this. There's persistent campaign for streams that feature a long form role playing campaign designed to be completed over the course of many sessions. I mean, I guess I didn't know that existed. I guess that makes sense, but
Oh yeah, chat. That's a no-brainer. The weirdest thing is for the last 5 years I've been on Twitch, there are types of streamers, and you would think that those would be like the first tags in. The fact that there's not a variety tag is just like
right.
that's I mean, you even had variety communities and stuff. Like it's weird because they're phasing out communities, and they did a few things at least with a categorization right in communities, but it's like they threw that all out the window for tags. And it's kind of like, why don't you learn from the work you've already paid for and done? Like, why not just kind of integrate that into the system and keep making progress instead of taking like a step back, a step forward, a step back, a step forward? It's strange.
Now, maybe I don't move in the right circles on Twitch, but there's a tag called Hidden Identity for streams that feature games in which one or more players take secret roles to be revealed at a specific moment.
Okay, I think that's for Mafia, Werewolf, like those types of games.
So for the 5 people that watch those streams,
JP, come on, dude, let's give him some credit. It's 7.
like, wow, that is niche. That is a niche ass fucking tag right there.
What's weird is like, aren't there Mafia and Werewolf? Like, there's game categories for those.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
So it would be inherently understood if you're watching that, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Well,
just seems
yeah,
kind of a mess the more that I look at these tags.
They just have incredibly specific tags. Like okay, there's woodworking and leatherworking
Right.
because but specifically there's hip hop dancing,
Is there country dancing?
not just dancing. I mean,
is there
there's
line
hip-hop.
dancing?
I'm a little confused. Is tags is like a bucket. So what is in tags is there's tags for specific one-off streams, something that a streamer would do. There are tags for adjectives that describe what a streamer is doing. There are tags to more like drill down into what a streamer is doing outside of a general bucket. Like there's so many different types of tags that are under just the word tag that it's almost like I don't know. It feels like it should be broken down more or something. Like you should have tags that you assign to your channel for what you are as a streamer, and then there's tags for the stream that you do. But at that point, that just becomes too complicated. So I don't know, man. I feel like
Like,
there's
when I
like
look
a
at these-
direction issue with this.
Yeah.
When
What if
I
we
look
could
at these,
tag the
I feel
tags?
like tag the tags.
It might be good. Might be a good idea.
No, when I look at these tags, I feel like there's a whole world of shit that I'm missing out on. Like I was completely unaware of. Like I did with social eating, I was like, social what? And then it was like, oh, it's a huge thing. Okay. So every time I look at something that I'm like, why would you need a tag for that? Like specifically the one I'm looking at right now is lettering, which is for streams with an emphasis on the production of hand-drawn letters.
Calligraphy.
Yeah.
And that's actually a thing. Because if you've ever seen a
Right.
calligraphist, What is a calligraphy person called? A calligrapher? No, that's not
But
right.
it's big enough to have its own tag.
Probably not, but it's damn interesting to watch. And people that are good at it, it's almost like meditation. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's 5 people streaming with the lettering tag right now on
Calligrapher?
Twitch.
Calligrapher. That's right. Calligrapher. Okay.
Okay.
A calligraphologist.
You know, the
Like I
more
said.
I've never actually like searched for these tags in the sense of like clicked on in game and added that tag in there, but it really just boils down to kind of what I was saying last week. None of the top streamers care about this because they've already been discovered, right? They're discovered by the popular list and what's the highest viewer count, etc. So maybe we're not the audience that this benefits. It might be like the 500 viewers or less people that this benefits, which is cool. I just don't know because I honestly haven't asked. So that might be who it's benefiting.
That's the thing that sucks about what you're talking about, JP, is that is the exact opposite about how it should be working. Because the people that are not being discovered, those people need to be linked into a system that is being promoted heavily for the opposite end of the spectrum. The ones that are watching those big streamers, like they need to be the ones using the system,
Yeah.
not the ones on the other side. So it's kind of like by making it as specialized as they are, they're kind of shooting the whole system in the foot, because then it's kind of like that no one's going to search for that stuff because
Right.
it's so tiny.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. Like, there should be a wider umbrella, and then once you get to that, like, if you go to Twitch to watch a certain category of thing, but then it gets more and more specific as you click into it. There's where you start specific and go bigger is where the problem lies, I think.
Dude, like, okay, that's a really cool idea. Like if tags started in like 10 categories, and then those categories opened up to like 10 subcategories. And then if you wanted to, you could go all the way down. But if you ever search for any of those containers, you would find that person's stream.
Yeah.
So it could be like crafting, metalwork, armor making.
Yeah.
And if
Hierarchy
you were to search for any of those tags, then you would find that person. But like, I don't know why I'm doing this because it's not going to happen or change. So
Yeah, that does seem like a solution to the issue, though, where it's just
yeah, tag hierarchy. That's a good way to say it, chat.
yeah.
Like a nest
No, well,
list.
for someone like me, like who, a lot of streams that I watch, like when I'm playing a game or whatever, a lot of streams are music streams, and that would be like, for me, that would be really cool to see music. And then like, what kind of music do I feel like today? Do I feel like symphonic, cello, drum and bass, like guitar, whatever, and then go into those categories and then see those streamers? I mean, that, for someone like me that just kind of like, I don't go to my follow page for that kind of stuff. I just kind of randomly search for that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, before we break, a little bit of random news. A game that I'm really looking forward to, but I don't know if either of you are even going to look at. Got a release date for November 30th.
What's that?
I'm really, really excited. And I think I'm probably going to be like one of 5 people on Twitch playing it. But damn it, if I'm not going to spend like a month in X4.
Oh, I saw you tweet about that yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. Is that
Oh my God, dude.
Is that the
so
origin of those games? Like, is that where all X4 games come from? No.
No. The X4 is actually from the X series. So there was an X, X2, X3. There was a failed game called X Rebirth that we don't talk about. And now X4 is like them basically scrapping what they tried to do in Rebirth and going back to their roots. So they have a gameplay trailer out, which is a gameplay trailer out. Shows how to play it, basically, not real gameplay, but which looks really cool. It's like a big step forward. And man, I gotta say, like, if they actually get this thing out and it's not a buggy mess, oh my God. The world needs a game like X4. It's been too long since a good game like that has come out. And man, I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
So chat correctly corrected me. I was thinking of a 4X game. Is X4 a 4X game?
Yeah, no. The way the X games are giant space simulation games. You have a ship that you are in, but the premise of X games is awesome, is because the games are insanely sandboxy. So basically, the premise is that any ship you see, you can get. You can make a fleet. You can build a space station. You can then run that space station and get trading ships and automate trade around the sectors. There's multiple different factions. All of them have main storylines. Apparently, this one has like some kind of crazy thing where you can discover this relic derelict base and start uploading it or upgrading it and doing all sorts of crazy stuff to that. But it is just the X series is like I spent just under, I think, 500 hours in X3 on a single playthrough. And I could have gone a lot further with it if I had decided to. It's a really, really well thought out, large simulation of like a space sandbox. And oh man, it is like, yeah, it looks great from the gameplay stuff. The X games are kind of notorious. They're so big in scope that they generally have like more than a few little bugs. So we're hoping that that's not going to be the case for X4. But yeah, I got faith in EgoSoft. I'm really hoping this turns out to be good.
This might be a insincere thing to say, but this looks like a budget Star Citizen that's finished.
Sort of. And no, that's not insincere at all. And that's kind of what I'm hoping it is. To be
Okay.
honest. I'm hoping it's a completed. I think it honestly, in some ways, the scope is almost a little bigger than Star Citizen because Star Citizen, like, is it what we have in X4, Star Citizen isn't going to have for like a decade at least.
Whoa.
Like a fully functional trade universe, you know, and also I don't know about Star Citizen how they do about fleet management. I'm not like there's a lot of things that I'm not sure how they directly compare because frankly I'm a Star Citizen nub. So for the record, but in this game, like towards the end of the game in this, I mean you're talking about having fleets of ships, not like a ship or two, like potentially hundreds of ships, like giant carriers with fighter. Oh, and also if you go back, there it is, that one you just passed. That's the space station customization, which has me almost more excited than anything. Like they're letting you build giant space complexes in this game. So yeah, it's looking cool, man. It's looking cool.
I mean, that does look pretty cool. We'll see how it. When this launches November 30th, you said?
Yeah, November 30th is a release date, and yeah, I think they're going to be doing some early streams of it at some point. I'm kind of like sending the messages. I'm like, so heard you were interested in streaming the game early. I know a guy.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see for sure. That could be your December game because I don't think any games really launch in December. There's Path of Exile, obviously on December 1st. There's this on the 30th. I don't know what else is going to be coming out there. So I'm hoping that I just play Path of Exile all month long, but we'll see.
Well, December for me is going to be like the month of catch up, so I can actually have like, you know, a good stock of games that I can compare with you guys and you know have the game of the year list and shit like that, so I can actually have said like, yeah, I played it, didn't make my list, or instead of like, well, it might have made my list, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm already in the throes of planning an event that I'm going to be doing probably starting a couple weeks before the Game of the Year show, and I'm going to come to both of you, and I'm going to say what games do I have to try. I already know Dragon Quest XI is going to be there. Like I'm going to give a day to Dragon Quest XI so I can know exactly what I think of that game. But like any games I missed this year, I'm never going to do a Yakuza 0 again. That was the worst thing ever. Like not even playing that game and then the next year having it be like, this game is the coolest game ever. Like no, not going to happen again. So same with Persona 5, not going to happen again. But yeah, so we'll probably ping you too, chat, for games that we need to try before our games of the year stuff. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. When are you
What
playing
about Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, when are you doing Kingdom Hearts? When's that?
Kingdom Hearts is probably going to be November, December from looking at it.
Okay.
Yep. I want to get it done before the end of the year. So, and I also finally, thanks to a Twitch employee, actually, you may have helped me out from Japan, finally have a modded, tested 3DS on the way, so I can do my Pokemon, Danganronpa, and Doki Doki Literature Clubs.
Right. Forgot about that one. Yeah, you gotta do that. See, Zeke, he just plays video games for his charity stuff. He doesn't eat awful fucking foods. You should do the same.
Listen, people will tune into Co to watch him do that shit. Like in order for me to get viewers, I have to pander hard.
I got you.
Hard.
I
have
got
to
you.
play to their basest like human like. That's why the gladiator arenas did so well back in the day. Is because certain people can only get views.
Yeah.
With harm and that kind of shit.
I got you.
So,
Zeke in 2026 is like a flagellate. He's got like one of those whips, and he's like, for every $100, I'll just hit myself.
Yeah. I'll let you punch
Thank
me
you
for
for helping
$1.
the kids.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's do some shout outs to get out of here. Also, before we do shout outs, next week, we actually have a guest already lined up. Matthew Mercer is going to be joining us for about the first hour and a half. I'm not really sure. But we'll be talking.
And for the next question, yes, that Matthew Mercer.
Yeah. The Matthew Mercer that does every voice in every video game ever. No, we're going to be talking to him about voice acting. I'm going to do my best to not mention Dungeons and Dragons at all for the entire time he's on there, because he's been talked to death about that. I feel like he never gets to talk about voice acting stuff. So that's what we're going to focus on in the whole process of all that stuff. So that's next week. Should be the first hour and a half is when he'll be joining us. I'm going to iron out all those details, but I'll tweet in all that stuff. Anyways, let's do shout outs and call it a show. Zeke, start us off.
Thank you all for coming out and watching Drop Frames every week. My name is Zigo the Third. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, all either at or slash Ezekiel_III. Thank you to Co and JP for being awesome co-hosts as always for years and years and years. Playing Fist of the North Star shortly after this. I've got a couple of errands to run, so it might be like, I don't know, half an hour before I boot up the stream. But yes, gonna be more later today. But also going to be showing on my broadcast the paintball video that Scott has been cool enough to edit together. So we'll be watching that, and we'll also be watching the highlight. If you just want to check out the highlight of the Gross Food Cast, we got a highlight video of that we're showing later today as well. Also, special thing coming up on Sunday, this Sunday, it's going to be me, Sour Kool-Aid Show, Grammy Wild. We're gonna be cooking. It's gonna be a cooking cast. We're gonna be making Sunday brunch this Sunday with my buddy DP and his character Grammy Wild. So it should be a lot of fun.
What are you gonna be cooking?
Sunday brunch. So looks like on the menu is first of all, there has to be a cream pie in there because that's what Grammy is like. Her signature dish is Grammy Wild's cream pie. Of course. And then we're gonna make a quiche, and we're gonna make some candied bacon and some Bloody Marys.
Nice.
And when did you say this was happening?
Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday.
Awesome.
Go, some shout outs.
Sure. As always, a big thanks to Zeke and JP. Always a great time on this show. My name is Co. Hello. You can currently find me with a needle in my arm, dripping Pathfinder into my veins. I'm going to be doing that probably directly after this stream. We're actually going to be drinking every loading screen for an hour. We've got a power hour of Pathfinder I'm going to do right after this. And then probably all day Pathfinder streams tomorrow and Friday and, well, yeah, lots. Anyway, thank you guys as always for watching, and hope to see you guys next week for more fun with Matt Mercer. Should be good.
Yeah, should be a fun episode. That's it for Drop Frames. Thank you all for watching and or listening. We will be back next week with another show, as we always are on every Wednesday. I'm just combining so many words today. I'm just making up. It's great. It's fantastic. We'll be back next Wednesday. Same in time. 1 Eastern PM. Bye.
We're gonna fart spitins.
We're gonna fart on some spitins, y'all. Woo! It's gonna be hype.
Then we're gonna nail some sisters.
Nail some sisters with the fartin' spitins. We're out. Bye-bye.